This a familiar ritual, but these unfamiliar times. The Queen's procession to Parliament pared back. In car, not carriage, and without her consort. A single throne now under the golden canopy, the place her husband once sat, now empty.
My lords, pray be seated.
And the chamber near empty too, tradition bent out of shape by this pandemic. The government's first task to get us back to normal.
My government's priority is to deliver a national recovery from the pandemic that makes the United Kingdom stronger, healthier and more prosperous than before.
And then get on with delivering on its pre-pandemic promises.
To achieve this, my government will level up opportunities across all parts of the United Kingdom.
The centrepiece of that, new laws to boost lifelong skills and training, and a new post-Brexit state aid scheme to help target economic growth. But not just the red wall in this government's sights.
My government will strengthen the economic ties across the Union, investing in and improving national infrastructure.
It's the four nations of the UK too, commitments on transport networks, infrastructure and greenhouse gas emissions. And in England, changes to planning rules to boost house building. But a warning too that current levels of public spending won't go on forever.
My government will ensure that the public finances are returned to a sustainable path once the economic recovery is secure.
An expensive pledge skirted over too.
Proposals on social care reform will be brought forward.
Over to the Commons, a chance for MPs to test the PM's plan. The Labour leader doing his best.
Today we needed a Queen's speech that rose to the scale of the moment. But instead, this Queen's speech merely papers over the cracks.
But days after thumping election wins across the country, the Prime Minister unmoved. But as he looks forward, an acknowledgement he'll have to confront the recent past as well.
I can certainly say that we will do that within this session. It's essential that we have a full, proper public inquiry into the COVID pandemic, and I've been clear with the House before.
Elected on a landslide, Boris Johnson's big plans for government were then knocked sideways by the pandemic. But now he's dusted down that 2019 manifesto and the centrepiece remains the same, to level up the country. But there's controversy too in this Queen's speech. There's unease at plans to force voters to show photo ID for fears that it will disempower the already marginalised in our society. And what about plans too to curb the power of judges to intervene in political decisions? It all looks a bit like an already powerful Prime Minister further stacking the dice in his favour. Fresh from election success and back to pushing policy, the PM with wind in his sails. But the COVID inquiry and a constitutional fight with Scotland could still put paid to that. Beth Rigby, Sky News, Westminster.